Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is something every expat needs to consider. It's about having an exit strategy. Now, that might sound a little intense, but it's incredibly important. Life back home doesn't stop. What happens if you need to get back to your home country quickly? Maybe due to a family emergency, a natural disaster, or an unexpected situation. Let me tell you why this hit home for me recently. My husband had to fly back to Florida in a hurry when a hurricane impacted his parents. We didn't expect it, but we had to make sure he could get there fast. Thankfully, we had enough saved up for an emergency trip, but this got me thinking. Not every expat may have an exit strategy in place. An exit strategy isn't just about having a ticket ready to go, it's about planning ahead. Emergencies can happen at any time, and being able to get home quickly could make all the difference. So, what should your exit strategy include? Let's break it down into a couple of key points. First things first, know your travel options. This might sound simple, but when you're in the middle of an emergency, every minute counts. You want to be sure you know exactly how to get from the Philippines to your home country quickly and efficiently. Staying updated on available flights is crucial. You can use apps like Skyscanner or Google Flights to keep track of flight schedules and prices. Set up flight alerts so you're notified if there's a sudden price drop or schedule change. Being familiar with different airlines and their routes ahead of time can save you a lot of time when every second matters. Now let's talk about something that most people hate thinking about money. Emergencies don't wait until it's convenient, and last-minute international flights can be ridiculously expensive. This is why having savings set aside specifically for emergency travel is a must for any expat. Here's the harsh reality. Last-minute international flights are often way more expensive than booking in advance. Depending on where you're headed and the time of year, prices can skyrocket. If you need to fly back home immediately, especially for family emergencies, those costs are not something you want to worry about when you're already stressed. That's why having savings for emergency travel is essential. So, how much should you save? Well, it's smart to estimate based on the highest possible costs. Research flights between the Philippines and your home country and take note of peak season prices, not just low season deals. Remember, in an emergency, you might not have the luxury of waiting for a good deal. I recommend setting aside enough to cover a round trip flight. Even though you might only need a one-way ticket, it's better to have more than enough. Depending on your destination, this could mean having at least $1,500 to $2,500 saved, but just for flights. And don't forget to factor in extra costs like baggage fees or airport taxis. But flights aren't the only costs to think about. What about when you land? You might need money for transportation, like a taxi from the airport to your family's home, or accommodations if you need to stay in a hotel or an Airbnb for a few nights. It's smart to have a bit of a cushion for these extra expenses. You may need cash for food, taxis, or even medical care depending on the situation. And don't forget about travel insurance. If you don't already have an international plan that covers medical emergencies, that you might need to purchase them last minute. So, how do you start building this emergency travel fund? Ideally, you should have a separate account dedicated to these funds, so you won't be tempted to dip into it for other things. You can start by setting aside a small amount each month. Even if you're only able to save $50 or $100 a month, it'll add up over time. Consider automating the process by having a small portion of your income go straight into this emergency fund, and once it's built up, don't touch it unless it's truly an emergency. One mistake some people make is thinking they can rely on credit cards for emergency travel. While they can be helpful in a pinch, remember that credit card interest rates are high, especially for cash advances or international purchases. So, while a credit card might be part of your emergency plan, it shouldn't be your main backup. You really want to have the liquid funds available to avoid digging yourself into debt while dealing with a family crisis. So, how much do you really need to have saved for emergency travel? It's one of the first questions most expats ask, And the answer depends on a few key factors, but I'm here to give you a general guideline. $10,000 US is a good amount to have saved for an emergency. It might sound like a lot, but having this money set aside is a game changer. You never want to find yourself in a situation where you can't get home or are scrambling for funds in the middle of an emergency. Trust me, the peace of mind is worth every penny. It's easy to get caught up in your own life, living here in the Philippines. And trust me, I get it, this place is my home and I love living here too. But we also need to be realistic. Family emergencies, natural disasters, or personal health crises don't come with warnings. They happen when they happen, and being prepared is the best gift you can give yourself and your loved ones. Now that we've gone over all the details, let me ask you again, do you have an exit strategy? If you don't, now's the time to start planning, and if you do, double check it. Make sure everything is up to date from your passport to your savings. Trust me, taking the time to plan now will save you from panic and stress later. You'll have peace of mind knowing that if life throws something unexpected your way, you're ready to handle it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video has given you some food for thought and helped you realize the importance of an emergency exit strategy as an expat. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone you think needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more expat tips and insights about living in the Philippines. I'd love to hear from you. Do you have a plan in place? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and stay prepared. I'm glad you made to the end of the video. Thank you. YouTube thinks you will enjoy watching this video next, so why not give it a try? Take care.